Hi, it's Matt from Go Green Autos. So here we have a pretty rare electric vehicle. It's a Nissan E-NV200 Combi. This is a 5-seater model and it's the Acenta Rapid Plus spec, so I'll go into that in more detail. But this has got 2 seats up front, 3 seats in the middle and a huge load area. Let's just open up the boot there. So it's got a tailgate, very large tailgate, so it's quite handy to stand under if it's raining. And as you can see there, a huge boot. So this could either be a posh van, obviously it's carpeted here, or people carry a practical family car MPV. You could stick bikes in the back, dogs, very good for dogs actually, very load height as well, lower than almost any other van. And also useful for wheelchairs or the like. So there really isn't another electric vehicle that is as practical as this. Maybe only a Tesla Model X, but obviously that's in a different price league. So this one I said is the Acenta Rapid Plus. Acenta means it's mid-spec, so got cloth interior. And what the Rapid Plus means is at the front here is your charge flap, and the Rapid means it's got the DC 50 kilowatt CHAdeMO rapid charging. So on typically a motorway network where you get your rapid chargers, this will charge in 20-25 minutes to 80%. Obviously depends how flat it is, but from flat to 80% is about 20-25 minutes. And this is your AC charging port, so this is what you'd use at home or on the sort of slower chargers you get at supermarkets or car parks. And this has got the upgraded charger, so as standard they are a 3.3 kilowatt charger. This is the 6.6 kilowatt charger, so charges well, effectively almost twice as quick. It's not quite twice as quick, but charges much quicker at AC. So this is the plus part of the model name. So it is the most desirable model. You've got to be careful with these because sometimes these models can have neither of those and you really want the DC rapid charging. So this is a nice practical vehicle. Obviously here you've got the full length glass side windows and glass in the rear tailgate with the wash wiper as well, and you've got carpet in the back so it doesn't drone like steel vans do. And in the back here you have got 3 seats. These seats also fold like that and then fold up out the way, and then you can hook the back footrest out the way. And the same on this side. There. And then looking round from the rear, just move the charge cable out the way. It is absolutely huge. So while we're here, I'll just show you the charge cable. This is your AC charge cable, type 1 to type 2. So this is what you'd use at home on your home wall charger or at a public AC charging post. And then inside the van here, I'll just start it up. Let me just let it boot up. So here we can see the mileage, 22,324. We can see here we've got the two AC charge time, so that shows it's got the upgraded AC charger. This effectively is your fuel tank, the battery, and we're at 100% at the moment. The estimated range is 71 miles. So this is basically guesses your range, well, estimates your range on your last driving. And I was driving this down the A34 yesterday fast, wasn't hanging around because I didn't need to drive efficiently, so consequently my range is lower today. When I got this van in a couple of weeks ago, I was seeing 93 miles on this. So you know, this is real world driving. In the winter you're going to see more like 68 to 75 miles depending on heater use. I did have the heater on yesterday because it was cold, but in the summer you're going to see up nearer 90 miles. So spec, we've got radio, single slot CD. This has also got Bluetooth, so you can connect your phone. You've got climate control. This also has preheating and pre-cooling, so you can tell the car what time you're going to leave in the morning and it will wake up and put the heating on and melt all the ice off the windows and condition the car before you leave, so that way you retain 100% of the battery charge for your journey, and possibly even you don't need the heating on for your journey because the vehicle is already warm. And here you got your gear shift. All electric vehicles are automatic, but they don't actually have a gearbox, so this really is only a switch. But you got park, reverse, neutral, drive. You also have a B mode on these where you can toggle the gear shift over, and it increases your engine braking. That's your regenerative braking. So the vehicle will slow down on the electric motor, and it'll be putting charge back in the battery, and you don't need to touch the brakes, and you can genuinely drive without using the brakes on EVs, and all that time you're harvesting your energy and putting power back into the battery. So kit wise, we've got electric windows, electric mirrors. On the steering wheel here we've got cruise control and a speed limiter. We've got phone controls, audio controls. We've got the switch down here which turns off the pedestrian warning system. You have a tone that emits out the front, so it warns cyclists and pedestrians you're coming, because obviously these vehicles are silent, and you can turn that off. We've got traction control, and down here we've got your electric mirrors controls. We don't have automatic lights or automatic wipers on this model. There's no sensor up here behind the mirror. But it's pretty much got everything else. And then down here we've got two cup holders, which can also be used by the rear passengers. You've got cup holders up here on the dash for your front passengers, and this really nice blue and black seating. I've also got new carpet mats throughout. We've got a storage cubby down in here, a tray here. There's also a tray under the driver's seat, and you've got a bit of storage up here. So yeah, nicely kitted out. Oh, and obviously your glove box, decent sized glove box that can actually fit the books, which not many vehicles can do that nowadays. And in there is the locking wheel nut key for the alloy wheels. So while we're here, I'll just show you the paperwork. This has got two remote keys, and we've got quite a bit of paperwork with this one. So here's the logbook. It has got one former keeper, so two keepers in total. The original keeper was Nissan Motor GB Limited, so I suspect it was a demo vehicle. So really only one keeper probably in reality. And the registration date is the 30th of the 9th 2014, and here we can see the model E-NV200 Acenta Rapid Plus. I have just had this Nissan serviced at the Nissan main dealer in Swindon. They did the larger service where they changed the brake fluid, and I've just had an MOT done as well, so here's the receipt for that. Here's all the check sheets, a report there, lots of information, maintenance. Here's the MOT. So the MOT now expires on the 8th of the 11th 2019. There was no advisories on the MOT. It did just fail on the windscreen wipers, so a new set of wipers being put on. And there's a couple of receipts here from the previous owner. So that's all good. And then here's the original books. So we've got all of the manuals, including the radio code, and here's the service book. So the previous keeper didn't have the service book stamped, so the only stamp in there is the service I got done the other day, which is at 22,256. However, I have got a service printout from the Nissan dealership, and it shows the previous two services one done in 2016, one done in 2017. So one done at 6,900 miles, the other one at 15,000 miles. So all been done. So everything there as you would want to see, and obviously as it's just had a service and an MOT, then all checks out fine, and obviously everything works as it should do. Absolutely no faults at all with this vehicle. So this vehicle's also got a reversing camera, so if I put it into reverse, you'll see the image comes up there in the dashboard. And then that little screen, if I use the buttons down here, we can toggle through various options. So there's our charging times, and this is showing our economy, so it's showing 2.9 miles per kilowatt hour at the moment. So that reflects the bad driving I was doing yesterday, because I was hammering it down the dual carriageway, hence why the range is showing only 71 miles at the moment, because I was driving very uneconomically. So normally you would get that much higher, up nearer 4 miles per kilowatt, and therefore your range will increase accordingly. And then this display shows us the battery, effectively your fuel tank. So we're at 99% at the moment. We're nearly fully charged, obviously. This is showing us our battery temperature, and this is showing us our battery state of health. So I think that's probably 12 bars in there, like a Nissan Leaf. Nissan Leaf has a 12 bar gauge down the side, but obviously there all bars are lit, so the battery is all good. And this has also got the tyre pressure monitoring system on it. So it's not showing us now, but obviously when we're driving you can see the tyre pressures on every corner. So I'll now just talk about the condition of the vehicle. So as you've probably seen my videos before, I tend to be very picky, and I point out every little stone chip or scratch, probably to a higher detail, probably stuff that you would never even notice yourself if you came to view it. But what it does is it gives people the confidence to buy these vehicles without coming to view them first, because I can deliver them anywhere in the country, and obviously sometimes it's long distances involved, so it's just easier to be upfront and honest, tell people exactly what they're getting, and they can just buy the vehicle blind, and then I deliver the vehicle to them. So first things is I've had the 12 volt battery changed up front, so that's got a new 12 volt battery. I've also put new tyres on the front, and the front alloys have been professionally refurbished as well, because they were a bit curbed and didn't quite match the quality of the rest of the vehicle. And really there's not much to point out with this car. It really is in nice condition, as hopefully the video is showing. So I am going to be very picky, and I'm going to point out things that you probably wouldn't notice, because you would look at this vehicle and think, yeah, that's really nice quality. Certainly for a 2014, it really does look nice. You would be very happy with this. So let's just start around here. Nothing to point out on the bonnet or the front wings. They're all perfect. And as I said, these alloy wheels have just been refurbished. These are diamond cut wheels, so they're quite expensive to get done, but they look really nice. And new tyres there. And the mirrors are all scratch free. Everything's great down this side. There's minor sort of scratch there, but actually that will polish out a little bit. It really is minor. It's not in the paint. Back tyres are pretty good. The tyre depth will be on the website. So this alloy is reasonable. It's starting to corrode slightly under the lacquer on the diamond cut bit, but pretty insignificant, wasn't worth getting done. It sort of reflects the age really. I don't think there's anything to show you on the bodywork. Oh, a slight little graze there on the back panel there. There's a couple of marks on the bumper. There's a little bit of paint missing there. These bumpers are very low and stuff gets loaded in, so you'd expect to see that, but a little bit of touch up in these couple of places would help. Tailgate's all good. There is an indentation there on the bumper. Obviously they've reversed into something, and there's a little bit of cracking in the paint there, but it's still smooth. It's sort of under the paint, so nothing to worry about. It's all on the bumper only, not on the metal panels. And then looking down this side, again, that alloy is very minor corrosion on the rim, but really nothing to worry about. A little chip here in the plastic lower part of the bumper, but again, really insignificant. And then here, there's a little chip in the paint there. It's got a dab of white paint in it, but the rest is all fine. And that's all fine. There was one little dent, and I can't see it now. I think it was on one of these rear pillars. Maybe it was that little scuff. It was small and insignificant, but I was going to point it out. But do you know what? I can't even see it now, so probably too small to mention. And then looking down this side, again, this alloy has been done, so it all looks great. No marks to note down here, and the front is all good. I would just say though, this rear bumper has been resprayed at some point. You can tell along here where it's been masked up, but it looks to be only the rear section, the plastic, so nothing to worry about, and it does look really smart. So that's about it really. And then interior wise, it's really nice condition. There's really nothing to say other than it's all great. I've got new carpet mats throughout. Oh no, that's just from the books. So there's a couple of things to note in the back. I would just add there, new carpet mats throughout there. Seats are all in good condition, no tears or rips. There's no odour either. But around here, the only thing I was going to point out is down here there is a little sort of stain or whatever you'd call it on the carpet there. Clearly something's been dropped in it. I have tried shampooing it out, but it won't come out. It looks like it's paint because there's a little dabs of white paint there on the back of the seat, so it looks like someone spilt some paint at some point. But to be honest, the phone is picking that up and making it look worse than it is. You really wouldn't worry about it. And then in the front here, there's a tiny little bit of paint on the driver's seat. But the rest of it, the seat's wearing nicely, it all is in really nice condition. And door card there, all good. So yeah, I'm being very picky. It is genuinely a nice conditioned van, and for a 4-year-old vehicle, it's a cracker. So obviously, as I said, I can deliver this anywhere in the country. So if you're interested, then do give me a call or email. I don't think this will be here very long. This is a very rare EV. In 2 years, I haven't had another one. There's just very few of these seated versions of the E-NV200 around. This is obviously in very nice condition as well, so I'm sure it will get snapped up quick. So if you are interested, then don't delay. And as you've probably seen from my website, all my vehicles include the free installation of a Rolex 32 amp home charger. That normally takes 2 to 3 weeks to get installed. So in the meantime, I do a loan of a portable charger, a granny cable, which means you can charge this vehicle from a normal 3-pin plug. It does take longer, but it will still be charged overnight and ready for the morning. And then when you finish with that portable charger, you can return it to me and I'll give you 100% credit back. So effectively it's been a free loan. Or indeed you can just keep it, because they're very handy things to have. It means you can charge your electric vehicle wherever you go. You can go and visit friends or family, and you can charge your vehicle from a normal 3-pin plug. So as I said, this one's got the full glass all round, so it's far more car-like than it is van-like. It's also hugely practical. It'll be great as a second vehicle for doing the school run, ferrying children around with these sliding side doors. Very easy for children to get in and out. Great for putting dogs in the back. And yeah, this is 4 years old. It's only done 22,000 miles, and as you can see, it's in really nice condition. And obviously it's just had the main dealer service, so everything's been done, and it's got a new MOT. It's got new tyres up front, newly refurbished alloys, new mats inside, a new 12-volt battery up front as well. So yeah, it doesn't need anything. You're not going to find another one in such good condition that doesn't need anything. And the servicing schedules on these, not that you really need to service an electric vehicle once they're out of warranty, The only serviceable part on them is the pollen filter. So these have alternate between an A and a B service. Nissan do fixed price servicing on the electric vehicles. These and the Leaf are the same. So an A service is £149 all in, including VAT. You do them every 18,500 miles. So really an A service is just an inspection, so very similar to an MOT really, and the only serviceable part is a pollen filter, so you get a new pollen filter. This has just had the B service, which is the same, but it also includes new brake fluid, and that's it. You just drive them. Obviously no road tax as well. Oh, and to charge these at home you're looking at about £2.50 to £3 to charge, depending on how flat it is. And so yeah, very cheap motoring costs. And many public charging stations are free, particularly if they're in retail parks or supermarkets. So you may well find that you can almost run this for nothing if you live near a free charger and can utilise that. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, if you're interested, then give me a call or email, and this is all ready to go. So first come, first served.